It's not over. The standoff between a family ranch and the federal government is triggering new problems at the Bundy family ranch in Nevada. On the records, Griff Jenkins is at the ranch. Griff, what is happening now?
Hi, Greta. Things have mostly quieted down. The crowds, most of the media have left, and it gave the Bundys the first opportunity to truly assess the damage to their property, from dead cows to missing calves to damaged fence posts and water lines that have been crushed. And so I went out with a lifelong friend of the Bundys, Tuffy Ruth. He's a true cowboy, and we went to have a look.
They run a lot of cows away for calves with that helicopter. You know, them calves is, Mama got them hid under a bush someplace and they drive them off and leave the calves behind. I just trying to see if I can see any that might have been left behind.
How do you feel about what happened with the Bundys?
I think it's a disgrace to our government, myself. I mean, some points maybe I don't agree with Cliven on, but he's been a good friend and a good neighbor, and I'll back him 100%. The government owns us instead of we owning the government, and we gotta get it back some way.
Now, Greta, we also obtained exclusive video of what appears to be a mass grave with dead cows in it. In the video here, you see Ryan Bundy, who is overlooking what appears to be a 45-foot by 18-by-foot hole dug, presumably by the feds, with at least one dead cow in it. In the video, Ryan's trying to figure out how many dead cows are in there, and that translates to real money. Cliven Bundy told me that one cow market is about $2,200. So you do the math. 10 is 22,000. I asked Cliven if he thought there was more than 10. He said that's a very low estimate. Of course, in that sort of grave, there could be presumably up to 20, 30, or 40 more, and they're trying to figure out just what it's cost them with this whole ordeal. Greta?
Griff, thank you. And rancher Cliven Bundy is now at war with Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. Senator Reid saying this.
Well, it's not over. We can't have an American people that violate the law and just walk away from it. So it's not over.
Well, it's not over for the Bundy family either. They are demanding Nevadans boot Majority Leader Harry Reid from office.
I don't think there's any hope for him, and he needs to be kicked out of office, even if he is the Senate Majority Leader. It doesn't matter.
Joining us, our political panel, Jackie Kucinich of the Washington Post, Susan Crabtree of the Washington Examiner, and Alexandra Jaffe at The Hill. Alexandra, who's winning this one? Senator Harry Reid or the Bundy family?
Well, it really didn't make any sense for Senator Reid to weigh in on this issue when he hasn't had to. I think that he was kind of caught off guard outside of an event. So going forward, this is really only going to rile up the Bundy supporters. There was no reason for him to go out on a limb on this one.
Susan?
Yeah, he should not have stepped into this. He shouldn't have touched it with a 10-foot pole.
How would he have answered it? Say, who are the Bundys?
Well, basically, he needs to say that they need to resolve the BLM and the Bundys need to resolve their dispute in a civil manner, in a peaceful manner, not getting all these rile up more people out there that it could affect his election chances if it spirals out of control. He's not up for election in 2014, but there's a very popular Republican governor, Brian Sandoval, who is thinking about running in 2016. So, you know, this is very bad territory for Harry Reid to be in.
Jackie, there's also, I'm getting like I don't know how many emails. I'm getting a lot of emails where it said that Senator Harry Reid has got some more involvement in this, and I have yet to be able to connect the dots. But a lot of viewers think he has some connection to this.
Well, there was a dispute whether a solar energy company that his son was involved with wanted to build near this property. Where they wanted to build is about 200 miles away, so it doesn't really square their opposition to this. I mean, the fact is, I read this today and I thought it was a good comparison. It's like if you were evicted from your apartment in Washington, D.C. because your landlord wanted to build something in Trenton, when you were actually evicted because you didn't pay rent for a really, really long time. So
Senator Harry Reid, so far there's no connection.
Other than the fact this is a local issue that's been going on for about 20 years plus, no.
You know, Alexandra, this has gotten really ugly. It's gotten really, it's the idea that they're pointing guns at each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's actually why we haven't seen any Republican leaders weigh in on this, because while it is a states' rights issue, which is typically very popular with the Republican base, it has gotten so out of hand. I mean, there was one supporter suggesting they put women at the front lines so that it would look bad, you know, if the feds shot at them. So that's not the kind of thing that Republican leaders want to touch, and it's not the kind of thing that they can touch, even though it is a political winner for them.
So what happens?
But at the same time, I mean, I think that you have to look at this as a 20-year dispute. This is $1 million that they're supposed to be, the federal government's trying to collect for grazing fees.
And the Bundy family say they'll pay it to the state or something.
Right, they said they paid it to the county.
And they're mad at the sheriff, too.
Right, well, yeah, there's a lot of disputes going on here, obviously. But, I mean, this is a drop in the bucket for the federal government. Why are we having this confrontation? Why doesn't it just play out in the courts? If they want to get their money, if they think this is something that the federal government wants to pursue, there's a justice system that we can all turn to.
But I do think it's very telling that you did see some criticism of the BLM. You didn't see them actually defending the Bundys. You saw them say that there was some heavy-handedness on behalf of the federal government. So I think they're clearly not defending the Bundy family, but they're being very, very careful how they're wording their criticism.
Panel, thank you. And don't miss Hannity tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. Sean will have the very latest in this continuing battle between rancher Cliven Bundy and the feds. And coming up,